Hello everyone and welcome back.
Hi guys, how's it going?
Yeah.
So we've already actually shared with our friends and family as well as on our social media, but for our YouTube followers, the reason we haven't been doing our videos in the last few months is because I got pregnant. And honestly, it's just been rough the first 3 months, and it just kind of took our life and like upside down. And I've been feeling like shit. I have not been feeling well, so like it was not the time for me to make YouTube videos. And I'm finally now feeling a little bit better.
So good, she's even dressed so beautiful. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, so now I'm on a 4th month pregnant, and this book and our relationship obviously is very important. It's a priority, especially now before the baby's coming. So we want to jump back into the book and finish it, hopefully. I'm Justin Bieber now with my freaking haircut, or is it Trump? I don't know, one of those.
And just excuse the wind noise and the airplane noise. I mean, I'm sure most of you guys already know, but we are in a weird situation in life as well as on a global level. We are in the coronavirus, the COVID-19 pandemic. So we are in lockdown, but doing our best to be out in nature. So we are at the park real quick recording this video.
Yep.
So yeah, so is that it? Now we can jump
That's
into
it. So now we can jump in. We are on chapter 11 of Getting the Love You Want book. And again, this is one of the most impactful books we've ever read on relationships. I truly believe that to create a relationship of your dreams, it requires work, but work doesn't have to be something bad. It just requires, it's play and work, but pretty much what it is attention, effort, and making it a priority. And like this book gives us an opportunity to really study ourselves, the way we interact with each other, the way we approach relationship and marriage, and just get better and create, get more insights, do the exercises, and just create the kind of marriage of our dreams that both of us want.
Yeah, and and she says, she said a good word too, like work. Like I really see it as another way said as well, is not stepping over the things that don't work.
Right, right.
And it's just really being able to pay attention to the upsets that your partner has, and just like really listening into how you are in a relationship, because there's things that we ways that we've been programmed to survive in the world and just to get by, and when we're in relationships we start to see those ways in the other, and we're like, hey, like that's kind of annoying, or hey, like like I don't know why you do this, but it's hurtful. So it's just like really, it allows us to look within ourselves, and what better time than now, being in a lockdown, to like really look inside and to really address those things, those I'll say scars, or those injuries, those emotional injuries that you've had in your past. So, and it's really a good thing to look at.
Yeah, and it's so interesting that even now, I've read some statistics that in China and all over the world, there's a spike of people who are getting filing for divorces because they are quarantined together, and I mean they've never been together for this long, being home, and like it's hard to avoid your partner. And a lot of these marriages that supposedly work, I mean that's another distinction, is like, what does it look like, a relationship that works? You can have a relationship that works all your life and you survive it, and you stick together, but is it really extraordinary? Is it really happy? Is it really, can you really look at yourself in the mirror and say, wow, like I'm in a rich, deeply satisfying relationship of my dreams? And this is what's available for us if we do the work. So
we did get some feedback from a couple of people that have been watching this, and it is best to actually read the book along with us so that these videos actually make sense to you. Because like at the end of the day, we're just sharing what we get as a couple while going through this book, and it doesn't make sense if you're not actually reading the book yourself and actually going through it. So please do that. Get yourself a copy. It'll save your relationship, and if not, it'll just it'll make you a better human being.
Totally. And a lot of our friends actually have taken up reading this book with their partners, and they've said that it made a huge difference for them. So.
Yeah, but there's two things that I want to talk about, which are towards the end of this chapter. The first one was a couple that he talks about that was in one of his programs, like weekend retreats, and they pretty much went into this retreat like not really expecting to get anything, and they were actually looking to file divorce. And just one of the things that like literally moved me to where I couldn't even read anymore, because I was like
in tears.
I was like crying and choking, and I couldn't even read, because I just got present to how we tend to we hear and I don't know, maybe I'm just speaking from personal things, like I hear the cries and complaints of my partner, like I can hear it and I can get it on an analytical way. I'm like, yeah, okay, I get that, that makes sense. But like to actually allow it to sink into me and feel that and experience that, like I really feel like this character in this person that he's sharing about does that. Like she got present to how her consistent criticism of her husband was deteriorating their love, and that there wasn't love because of it, and she just like really steps into it and owns it.
Right.
And
she really got it. Like she really got it. Like she came out and she just said, I criticized you for 20 years. Everything you did was wrong,
if not longer.
Right.
And you know, and to me,
it was awesome. It was powerful.
Yeah, and to me, it's just like really being able to step into that vulnerability and to share that with your partner. It's like, it's one thing to get it. And actually just recently, Christina and I had a, if you will, argument, a breakdown. And I just got present for myself on a deeper level as to like owning my bullshit, if you will.
Yeah, which we all have, you know, we all have it. None of us is perfect, but we want to just close our eyes and we don't want to face it. We don't want to really acknowledge anything we do wrong, you know. We just either want to avoid it altogether or blame it on a partner.
Yeah.
And it just takes so much vulnerability and responsibility to actually put it out there. Like, I know I do this, man, and it sucks, you know. Like, I know I criticize the hell out of you, and it's not okay, and I'm really gonna try to work on that and change, you know.
Yeah, and Christina and I were actually talking about this before the video as well, that it just got present to people are in relationships and it works, what did I say earlier, they do it's like a give and take, you do this, I'll do this, you do this, I do this,
like you work, I take care of the house, or which is all fine, it works, but I mean, as long as it's not about that, that's okay. You can create a relationship however you want to, but the point is not for it to be transactional, but for it to be based on intimacy, you know, and love, that there's actually true satisfaction and happiness and connection.
And I really think it takes being vulnerable to allow a deep fulfilling connection to be there,
because you can make it workable by you just doing your part of the work and they doing theirs, but it's not connecting. You don't have that level of true intimacy with your partner, you know. You know, it's like my grandparents. I mean, you know, with that kind of relationship they've always had. You know, my grandma always cooked. It's been 50 years since they've been married, and they're still married, and she does her job. You know, no matter whether there is fights or disagreements, she always puts her Ukrainian food on the table, you know. And my grandpa, no matter what, he always puts the paycheck when it comes on the table. And so this worked, their relationship worked as much as it did, and they are probably gonna stay together until they die. And but where is the love? I mean, unfortunately, I wish I could say, you know, that they have it, but I mean, you know, I know there's a certain level of love and care there, but I know for sure there's never has been true intimacy and connection, at least during my lifetime.
Yeah.
And that's, to me, it's sad, because so much more is available for us, in our partner. It's heaven on earth is what's available, and it's it's a God, you know, God incarnate is in him. And I know that, you know, I can experience that God through my relationship, through this marriage. So why settle for less?
Yeah, just got present too. Just so you guys know, she's not taller than me. I'm just sitting lower than she is right now. Okay. No, but and that's exactly it. And for those of you guys who know us on a personal level, and then for those of you guys who follow us, we're not saying there's nothing against with being in a relationship that's just works, but we are here to disrupt the superficial
bullshit.
Well, not even bullshit, just the superficial love. We just to be able to get into a space where you fully understand and know the person you're with. And why not? Because you chose to marry them. If
it's
you're
like
married.
for life, so might as well.
So I don't want to just oh, Christina, I don't know if you guys know, her superficialness is sexy. Oh my gosh. But deeper than that, who is she? And I have the honor of getting to know that for the rest of my life and the rest of her life. And you best believe I'm going to take full advantage of that. Anyways, the second thing that I'm going to share before we get going today is Dr. Harville Hendrix talks about negativity, and I was trying to explain this to my wife, and I'll share with you guys what I understand from it. And because he talks about in the last part of this chapter it's titled Cold Turkey. It's titled Cold Turkey because he goes cold turkey on cutting all negativity out from the relationship.
Yeah.
And what he means by that, let me finish.
Okay.
Okay, and then you can share.
Sure.
And to me, what I got from him saying cutting out negativity, it's not that you can't have any emotional reaction, or you can't be sad, or you can't be upset, but it's just that in those moments of upset and frustration or anger or fear or whatever it is, to be able to address it in a way that your partner understands. Hey, you did this thing the other day that just really upset me or irritated me or annoyed me, and it just wasn't okay. I wasn't okay with it. And to versus being hey, what the heck is your problem? I don't understand why you always do this crap to me. I don't understand why you always do this, or you always upset me. And it's that's the negativity that you start to feed, and all you do is cause a reaction in a partner.
Yeah.
And it's really to eliminate those unnecessary arguments, to be able to just directly communicate and say hey, what you're doing doesn't work.
Yeah, and I like it because he goes into two different ways of being negative, aggressive and passive aggressive. So there's an aggressive way to do it where you do this again, you're always late, and the passive aggressive is kind of ignoring someone, or just not pretending you didn't hear them.
Yeah.
Or giving them silent treatment. Okay, I'm not angry or crazy, but I'm just gonna go in another room and not talk to you for 2 hours. That's negativity, and I like that he's pointing both of them out and calling them both out. And he's saying that outside of that, you cannot grow on fertile ground, because when there's a lot of negativity, it's like having these weeds, so it's hard to grow something beautiful when there's a constant negativity. So how to eliminate it completely and actually grow something beautiful in a fertile soil.
Yeah.
And
and I'm actually glad you said this, because you were saying that you didn't get anything from this. Yeah, and I'm happy she's saying this, because honestly, one thing that I'm even present to right now, and talk about being vulnerable on a vulnerable love channel, really, for me, I'm super passive aggressive.
Hey, you admitted it the first time in your life.
I am.
Oh my God, I've never said it before.
You've never heard me say it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So for me, I'm super passive aggressive, and
I'm aggressive aggressive.
And I'm present to that. My passive aggressive triggers this aggressive.
Yeah.
And I'm just really present to it, and honestly, because you said that and you shared that, I'm actually taking on, moving forward, for my homework is finding out how to cut out that negativity out of my life and out of our relationship.
Yay, I'm so happy we did this video now.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, we love you guys. Please comment below if you have any questions or comments about it, or how your chapter is going. And we love you.